Welcome to Anirux channel. I'm your host Allegra DX. And in this video I will tell you interesting facts about animals. Number 1. They are the world's largest land animal. The African savannah elephant is the world's largest land animal, with adult males, or bull elephants, standing up to 3 meters high and weighing up to 6,000 kilograms on average. Males only reach their full size at 35-40 years. That's well over half their lifespan, as wild elephants can live for up to 60-70 years. And it's not just the adults, even calves are huge. At birth, a baby elephant can weigh 120 kilograms, that's almost 19 stone. Number 2. Elephants are excellent swimmers. It may not come as a shock that elephants enjoy playing in the water. They are famous for splashing and showering themselves and others with sprays from their trunks. But it might be a surprise to learn that these huge animals are also quite good at swimming. Elephants have enough buoyancy to stay at the surface and use their powerful legs to paddle. They also use their trunk as a snorkel when crossing deep water, so they are able to breathe normally even when submerged. Swimming is a necessary skill for elephants as they cross rivers and lakes when searching for food. Number 3. They support those in need. Elephants are highly social and intelligent creatures, and they demonstrate behaviors we humans recognize as compassion, kindness, and altruism. In a study of elephant behavior, researchers found that when an elephant became distressed, other nearby elephants responded with calls and touches intended to console the individual. In addition to humans, this behavior was previously only witnessed in apes, canids, and corvids. Elephants also demonstrate empathetic behavior and targeted helping, where they coordinate with each other to help a sick or injured individual. Number 4. Elephants are constantly eating. Elephants eat grasses, leaves, shrubs, fruits and roots depending on the season and their habitat. When it's particularly dry, elephants will eat more woody parts of trees and shrubs like twigs, branches and barks. They need to eat up to 150 kilograms of food per day. That's around 375 tons of baked beans, although half of this may leave the body undigested. Elephants eat so much that they can spend up to 3/4 of their day just eating. Number 5. Elephants never forget. The memory of elephants is legendary, and for good reason. Of all land mammals, elephants possess the largest brains. They have the ability to recall distant watering holes, other elephants, and humans they have encountered, even after the passage of many years. Elephants transmit their wealth of knowledge from generation to generation through the matriarchs, and this sharing of information has been beneficial to the creature's survival. They are also able to recall the path to sources of food and water across great distances, and how to reach alternative areas should the need arise. Even more impressive, they adjust their schedule to arrive just in time for the fruit they are seeking to be ripe. Number 6. They use dirt as sunscreen. There's a good reason that elephants like to play in the dirt. Although their hide looks tough, elephants have sensitive skin that can get sunburned. To counteract the damaging rays of the sun, elephants throw sand on themselves. Adult elephants will also douse youngsters with dust. When coming out of a bath in a river, elephants will often throw mud or clay on themselves as a layer of protection. Number 7. They can't live without their trunks. Filled with over 40,000 muscles, an elephant's trunk is powerful and extremely sensitive. Elephants use their prehensile trunks to smell, eat, breathe underwater, make sounds, clean themselves, and defend themselves. Elephants have fingers at the tips of their trunks. African elephants have 2 and Asian elephants have 1, that allow them to pick up tiny objects. Extremely dexterous, elephants can form a joint with their trunk to pile up small materials like grains. An elephant will reach out its trunk and use its sense of smell to determine which foods to eat. In a 2019 study, Asian elephants were able to determine which of 2 sealed buckets contained more food based on smell alone. Another study found that African elephants could differentiate between a variety of plants and choose their favorite, guided only by scent. Elephants also use their trunks to hug, caress, and comfort other elephants, and baby elephants suck their trunks like human babies suck their thumbs. Apparently this helps them to learn how to use their trunks more effectively. With over 50,000 muscles in the trunk, this helps a young elephant figure out how to control and manipulate the muscles in the trunk so that it can fine-tune its use. Number 8. Elephants need their elders. All of the information necessary to elephants' survival is passed down by their elders. It's crucial for young elephants to spend time with older family members, particularly the matriarchs, so they can learn all that they'll need to know as adults. The matriarch of the herd carries the knowledge of the elders and shares essential information with the young, including how to respond to a variety of dangers and where to find food and water. While African elephants live in a matriarchal society, research has shown that Asian elephants are less hierarchical than their African counterparts and show little dominance based on age or gender. This difference in social organization could be attributed to habitat. In Africa, conditions are more harsh, so the elder's wisdom is more valuable. In parts of Asia where predators are few and resources are plentiful, there's not as much need for strong leadership. Number 9. They can hear through their feet. Elephants have a great sense of hearing and the ability to send vocalizations over long distances. They make a variety of sounds, including snorts, roars, cries, and barks. But they also specialize in low-frequency rumbles and are able to pick up sounds in an unusual way. Caitlin O'Connell-Rodwell, a biologist at Stanford University, found that the lower frequency vocalizations and foot stomping of elephants resonate at a frequency other elephants can detect through the ground. Enlarged ear bones and sensitive nerve endings in their feet and trunks allow elephants to pick up these infrasonic messages. The ability to detect such seismic vibrations also helps elephants survive. When an agitated elephant stomps, they're not just warning those in the immediate area, they may also be warning other elephants miles away. And when an elephant rumbles a call, it could be intended for family members far out of sight. Number 10. Elephants are at risk. All elephants are at risk. The Asian elephant is endangered and the African elephant is vulnerable. The primary threats to elephants are habitat loss, fragmentation, and degradation. Elephants also face human threats. As farmers encroach on elephant habitats to plant crops, conflicts between the animals and humans have led to the retaliatory killing of elephants. Asian elephants in particular, which inhabit one of the planet's most densely populated areas, are unable to coexist with the expanding human population. There are some innovative efforts to deter elephants away from human settlements and farms, reducing friction between the two species. One example is Project Orange Elephant in Sri Lanka, which incentivizes farmers to plant orange trees around their homes and garden plots. Elephants dislike citrus, and the farmers gain an additional crop to sell for profit. In spite of the 1989 international trade ban on ivory sales, the illegal and legal hunting and poaching of elephants for their tusks, hide, meat, and fur have been a large contributor to the decline of elephants, especially in Africa. Asian elephants are also poached, and since only males have tusks, this also leads to a shortage of males in the breeding population and a lack of genetic diversity. 1. Cats' whiskers are mood indicators. Aside from communicating her mood through purring, hissing or other forms of body language, a cat's whiskers are also a good indicator of how she's feeling. Also called vibrancy, whiskers are long, stiff yet flexible hairs located between the corners of a cat's mouth and outer edges of the nose. They can also be found under the chin, above both eyes and on their hind legs, all areas which are rich in nerves. Relaxed whiskers mean your cat is content and happy. Whiskers pushed forward tensely indicate she's on the prowl to hunt. If you notice the whiskers are pulled back along her cheeks, she's stressed or afraid. Number 2. White cats with blue eyes are prone to deafness. In cats, inherited congenital deafness is seen almost exclusively in white-coated individuals. The deafness is caused by degeneration of the auditory apparatus of the inner ear and may affect one ear or both ears. Breeding studies have defined the relationship between deafness in white cats and blue eye color. The gene responsible is an autosomal dominant gene termed W. This gene appears to be pleiotropic, that is, it has more than one effect, being responsible for the white coat color and also blue eyes and deafness. Number 3. The cat's tongue is equipped with tiny spikes. All cats, from the smallest domestic kitten to the largest lion in the savannah, have spiny filiform papillae on their tongues. These are curved and equipped with U-shaped cavities. Through these cavities, saliva is passed on to the fur and down to the skin when it is licked, which provides important cooling. These spiky papillae assist cats in the wild by wiping clean the bones of their prey and moving the food to the back of their mouths. Number 4. Cats primarily only meow for humans. Meowing is an interesting vocalization in that adult cats don't actually meow at each other, just at people. Kittens meow to let their mother know they're cold or hungry, but once they get a bit older, cats no longer meow to other cats. Meowing is one of the most endearing aspects of domesticated felines, more commonly known as house cats. Recently, viral memes have spread on social media which indicate cats only meow at people. But is it true that cats only meow at humans? Do cats ever meow at each other or other animals? While not all social media memes can be trusted, it turns out this viral meme is based on a real fact. It is true that cats only meow at humans. But just because cats don't meow at each other, does not mean they do not communicate with each other. Adult cats, living apart from humans, have very clear communication with one another. Cat language is spoken mostly through scent, then through facial expression, complex body language and touch. The reason cats meow exclusively at humans is simply because cat language doesn't work on people. Cat is dependent on its owner and quickly learns that humans are no good at picking up the scent messages, or the body language the cat is attempting to use. So the meowing develops into a second language to communicate to people. Some scientists would go so far as to say that cats have refined their meows specifically to manipulate people. Number 5. Cats love catnip, especially the real catnip, Nepedocataria. It has an intoxicating effect on the animals. Responsible for this is the fragrance nepentolactone, a volatile substance that makes cats euphoric. Native to Africa, Europe and Asia, catnip can now be found all over North America. There are more than 250 species of catnip around the world today. Catnip grows 2 to 3 feet tall and has sturdy stems with heart-shaped leaves. When cats smell catnip, they will often paw at it, rub it, roll over it, lick it and even chew it. Cats who have particularly strong reactions to catnip may also get frisky, meow, growl, purr, drool and generally act crazy for several minutes. Number 6. Cats spend 70% of their lives sleeping. If you thought cats spent a lot of their lives sleeping, you'd be right. According to Veterinary Hub, cats actually spend 70% of their lives sleeping, which works out to around 13 to 16 hours a day. The reason is energy conservation. Our feline friends have the physiology of a predator, meaning that they are hardwired to give chase and hunt, mainly at night. In the wild, cats must hunt in order to eat, and the stalking, chasing, and killing of prey burns a lot of energy. House cats still retain this wild streak, even though they have been domesticated. Even cats at play will display the feline primal instincts of creeping about in the shadows, quickly going into stealth mode and pouncing on their prey. Hunting takes a remarkable amount of energy, requiring short yet very intensive and energy-consuming bursts. Therefore, sleep is necessary to conserve energy. Whether your kitty is hunting for prey or tackling a toy, all that rest they get is reserve energy for running, climbing, pouncing, and stalking. Number 7. A house cat can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. If you've watched your little kitty charging around the living room when they're feeling lively, you know that cats are pretty quick, but you won't believe this cat fact. They can hit speeds of around 30 miles per hour, which is so fast that they could beat Usain Bolt in a 200-meter dash. Number 8. House cats share 95.6% of their genetic makeup with tigers. This cat fact will really blow your mind. A study discovered that our little house cats share 95.6% of their genetic makeup with tigers. They also share a lot of the same behaviors such as scent and urine marking, prey stalking and pouncing. Number 9. Cats walk like camels and giraffes. Have you ever noticed that cats walk like camels and giraffes? Their walking sequences both right feet first, followed by both left feet, so they move half of their body forward at once. Camels and giraffes are the only other animals to walk this way. Number 10. Cats mark their owners as possessions. They have scent glands in their cheeks, paws and flanks. When they rub against their human with it, they leave a message for other cats that they have claimed their owners. Number 1. There are 398 species of parrot. Parrots comprise 398 species of the order Psittaciformes and are commonly found in tropical and subtropical regions of Asia, Australia, Central and South America, and Africa. However, some parrots do live outside tropical environments. The key is the world's only parrot to inhabit the alpine climates of New Zealand, nesting in the roots of trees. Its thick feathers and rounded body help to conserve body heat, making it possible to live in cold environments, specifically high up in the mountains. Number 2. Parrot feathers contain antibacterial pigments. A parrot's brilliant plumage has a special defense against damage. Psittacofulvins, a bacteria-resistant pigment that only parrots are known to produce, give the bird's feathers their red, yellow and green coloration. In a 2011 study in Biology Letters, researchers exposed different colors of feathers to a feather-damaging bacteria strain and found that the pigments helped protect the glorious plumage from degradation. Number 3. Parrots are smart and very intelligent. Parrots are among the most intelligent animals in the world and are known for being extremely smart, using tools to solve complex mechanical problems, for example, the Goffin cockatoo. Extensive research has shown that some parrots have the intelligence of a 4-year-old toddler and can be taught memory games, tricks, and skits. It is no surprise that Hollywood often chooses to put parrots in movies for entertainment. It is such an amazing sight to see. Many magicians also incorporate parrots into their performances. Number 4. Parrots can live for a very long time. Parrots have a long life expectancy of 40 to 80 years or more. It is considered a great milestone for humans to reach, but it is also the lifespan of some parrots. However, it is difficult to give an average lifespan for a parrot because every species is vastly different. The bigger the parrot, the longer its lifespan. African gray parrots can live 60 to 70 years, while medium-sized parrots commonly live between 15 to 20 years. Cockatoos and macaws can live to be 70 or 80 years old. The world's oldest parrot was an 83-year-old cockatoo who passed away in 2016. Pet parrots live longer than wild ones because they are shielded from predators and diseases. Number 5. Many parrots can imitate sounds. One of the reasons that parrots make good pets is because they can imitate sounds. In the wild, they imitate the calls of other members of their flock, which allows them to communicate about important things such as food and the presence of danger. Indeed, unlike other birds which know their calls without being taught, parrots know by learning and learn by imitation. They also imitate the calls of other animals, which serves as a defense against predators. For example, if a snake is approaching, they can imitate the call of a hawk, scaring the snake away. In homes, parrots can copy the sounds of a phone ringing, a vacuum cleaner humming, water running, the doorbell chiming and other sounds. Of course, they can imitate human speech. They do this because they think these sounds are made by their flock and, therefore, they have to learn them. Number 6. Parrots have strong beaks. One of a parrot's main features is its curved, broad beak, the top beak often larger than the lower one. Parrot beaks are not only large, they are also strong. In fact, the beak of the hyacinth macaw, the world's largest flying parrot, is strong enough to crack macadamia nuts, considered the toughest nuts to crack, as well as Brazil nut pods. It can even crack a coconut open. For this reason, parrots should be handled with care at all times. Number 7. Parrots make great companions. The most fun thing about parrots is their ability to make amazing companions. Parrots thrive as members of the family outside of their cage. They are attention seekers and like to be with you. Although they can be silly, intelligent, and chatty, it's fascinating to watch a parrot do parrot things. Owning a parrot as a pet can be quite tedious and requires a lot of knowledge and expertise before jumping in. But it is worth it if you are willing to provide all they need in a human companion. Number 8. Not all parrots are tropical. Of the roughly 350 known species of parrots, most live in the tropical and subtropical regions of Australia, Asia, Central and South America and Africa. But some parrots break that geographic mold. Keys live in alpine regions of New Zealand and nest in ground burrows. While the endangered maroon-fronted parrot dwells at 6,000 feet in the Sierra Madre, Oriental Mountains of Mexico. Number 9. Many parrots mate for life. In order to find a mate, a male parrot puts on what is called a courtship display, parading itself, dancing or making various expressions and sounds to attract the female. Once the female chooses him, the two stay together for life, even outside the breeding season. They help each other find food, watch out for each other, sleep together and groom each other in order to strengthen their bond. Lovebirds are especially known for their tight bond, since they spend long hours just sitting together on a perch. During the breeding season, female parrots lay anywhere from 2 to 8 eggs, which are always white. Most parrots do not build nests, instead laying eggs in tree holes. After 17 days, the eggs hatch and the young are cared for by both parents until they are ready to leave the nest. Number 10. A third of the world's parrots face extinction. Due to a combination of habitat destruction and persistent poaching for the pet trade, more species regularly land on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. A November study, for instance, found that logging has decimated 99% of the African grey population in Ghana, threatening wild numbers of one of the most iconic parrot species. Number 1. Dogs dream like people. If you've ever noticed your pooch twitching in her sleep, this probably means she's dreaming. Researchers found that dogs have similar sleep patterns and brain activity as humans, and that small breeds tend to dream more than large ones. Psychology today suggests they're probably imagining familiar activities like playing outside or chasing their tail. Number 2. Dogs have 18 muscles controlling their ears. If you have a dog, you might notice that their ears move around a lot. They actually have around 18 muscles responsible for moving their ears. These help them to change the direction of their ears slightly to hear noises around them better, and play a really big part in telling us how our dogs are feeling. A lot of a dog's body language is expressed through what their ears are doing, so a dog's ears are vital in helping them communicate both with us and other dogs. Number 3. Dogs don't sweat like we do. While dogs do sweat, don't expect them to be getting damp armpits anytime soon. Where humans sweat watery liquid to cool down, dogs produce a pheromone-laden oily substance that us humans can't detect. Dogs know it's there because of that great sense of smell. The only place that dogs sweat like us is on their paws, so instead they pant to cool down. This is why it's so important to keep your dog cool on those warmer days to make it easier on them. Number 4. There are around 900 million dogs in the world. It's a challenge to estimate how many dogs currently live around the world, but according to the most recent estimates, there are approximately 900 million. About 85% of those dogs are considered free-range, meaning they are not owned by humans, and an estimated 200 million dogs are strays, according to the World Health Organization. With many countries requiring pets to be registered, the country with the most pet dogs is France, which has a dog-to-human ratio of 17 to 100. Number 5. Dogs are direct descendants of wolves. There are many breeds of dogs that look like wolves, but did you know that all the dogs we love today have descended from the wild wolf? Modern dogs are closely related to two populations of ancient wolves, one from Asia and one from Europe. According to a study looking at ancient DNA, wolves would certainly not make good pets, and while wolf-dog hybrids do exist, they are recommended only for experienced dog owners. Number 6. The best age to get a puppy. Many veterinarians and breeders agree that between 7-8 weeks is the most ideal time to bring a puppy home for the first time. The largest factor in this decision is the puppy's socialization period, which usually occurs during weeks 6-12. This period of time is when the puppy is learning the norms of everyday life. It's best for dogs to enter their new home during this time so they can adapt to their new environment. Number 7. Your dog responds to your tone. Don't forget that dogs don't experience the full breadth of emotions humans do. So if you're trying to train or admonish your dog, taking an angry tone and a very loud voice might just make him skittish. According to Hartstein, your prosodic of speech, tone, rhythm, and the pitch of your voice are far more important than what you're actually saying. That's also a big part of the reason dogs respond positively to that high-pitched cute pet speak. Number 8. Dogs aren't actually colorblind. This is one of the most common dog facts that are actually false. Despite a prevailing myth that dogs can only see in black and white, your pooch actually can see a spectrum of color. While they do have trouble distinguishing between different shades of green and red, which will mostly just appear as grays and browns, blue and yellow tones are relatively clear to dogs. Number 9. Tail wagging has its own language. If your dog excitedly wags its tail, it means it's happy to see you, right? Not necessarily. According to Discovery.com, dogs wag their tails to the right when they're happy and to the left when they're frightened. Wagging low means they're insecure, and rapid tail wagging accompanied by tense muscles or dilated pupils can signal aggression. Number 10. Dogs are as smart as a 2-year-old child. According to canine researcher and author Stanley Coren, your toddler and pup are about on par when it comes to brains. He also explained that man's best friend can count, understand more than 150 words, and even trick people or other dogs to get treats. Intelligence also varies based on breed. Border Collies are the smartest dog breed. Number 1. These gentle giants are almost 6 meters tall. Giraffes are the tallest mammals to walk the earth. Their legs are taller than most humans, and even a newborn giraffe is taller than most people. Giraffes stand at around 4 to 5 meters high, with the tallest giraffes ever recorded being up to 6 meters. That's taller than 3 men standing on each other's shoulders. Number 2. Giraffes have some of the biggest feet in the animal kingdom. Imagine going to your kitchen cupboard and pulling out a dinner plate. Well, that dinner plate is the size of a giraffe's hoof, and what a heck of a hoof it is. Many people aren't aware of this fun fact about giraffe feet, as the other humongous body parts can overshadow it, but they are also pretty mind-blowing. With a diameter of 30 centimeters, their tremendous hooves are used to distribute their weight, preventing them from sinking into sand or marshy areas. Number 3. Giraffes have exclusive access to treetop leaves. Giraffes are known as browsers and enjoy exclusive VIP access to the freshest leaves from the tallest treetops. Despite its impressive size, the giraffe diet is plant-based. Giraffes enjoy munching on acacia, mimosa, and wild apricot trees. Their elongated neck helps them reach the tallest trees. These trees tend to have deep roots that can suck up more water content, so a giraffe can quench its thirst through its choice of food. Giraffes have access to parts of the trees that provide the most essential nutrients. This gives giraffes an advantage over other herbivores, and means they do not compete for food with any other animal. Number 4. The giraffe has a long neck with only 7 vertebrae. The giraffe is the last standing land mammal to evolve a super long neck since its ancestors during the Jurassic period. A male giraffe's neck can reach almost 3 meters in length. Coming in at second place is the ostrich at 1 meter, no competition there. What's even more fascinating about their elongated necks is that giraffes still only have 7 neck vertebrae. That's the same number of bones as a human neck, except their bones are much, much longer than ours. Number 5. Giraffes are exceptional pollinators. One of our favorite giraffe fun facts is that they are beautiful pollinators to many plant species. Their great height and super long treetop feeding tongues allow them to transfer genetic material onto their mouths, from one flower of a tree to another. How fascinating is that? What a way to contribute to the African circle of life. Giraffes are essential in this pollination because they have evolved to feed from branches that other animals cannot reach. So without the giraffe, Some trees would struggle to spread. Number 6. Giraffes' coat patterns are unique, like our fingerprints. All giraffes have spotted coats, but no two giraffes have the same pattern. Some researchers can even recognize individual giraffes by their distinctive patterns. These spots may have evolved at least partly for camouflage, which could be especially valuable for youngsters who are still short enough to be vulnerable to predators. The spots might also help dissipate heat around a giraffe's body, since the skin temperature is slightly higher on the darker regions, and could play a role in social communication. Number 7. They have high blood pressure. Since giraffes' heads are located so far from their hearts, their bodies face a unique challenge in pumping blood up to the brain. As a result, giraffes have evolved extremely high blood pressure of 280,180 millimeters Hg, which is roughly twice that of humans. According to the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, a giraffe's heart typically beats 40 to 90 times per minute when resting, but it may surge up to 170 beats per minute when the animal is running. A giraffe's heart can weigh up to 24 pounds. Reportedly the largest heart of any land mammal, although not quite as large as once believed, the Giraffe Conservation Foundation explains. The heart reportedly relies on unusually thick walls of the left ventricle to generate such high blood pressure, pumping up to 15 gallons of blood through the body every minute. Number 8. Giraffes only have bottom teeth. Did you know that giraffes lack upper front teeth? They have the same amount of teeth as humans. However, one of the most interesting things about giraffes is that all 32 teeth lay on the bottom of its mouth and are mostly molars positioned right at the back. Giraffes use their bottom teeth to grab a branch and then comb the leaves off. So when you see a giraffe without upper front teeth, it's not because of a giraffe brawl. That's what evolution intended. Number 9. Giraffes have predators. A baby giraffe is extremely vulnerable to predators, especially hyena. The vicious animal will hunt and attack as it can't manage a solo kill due to the giraffe's size. The only animal on the savannah to take a chance on hunting an adult giraffe is a lion. When a giraffe is drinking at the watering hole, it is most vulnerable because its neck is at lower ground. This makes it difficult for a giraffe to spring back and flee if there is an attack. However, a lion would have to be pretty brave to tackle a giraffe in the first place. The size of an adult giraffe compared to a lion is striking, and if a giraffe gave one kick from its powerful leg, it could easily end a lion's life. Number 10. Giraffes are endangered. It's not a fun fact about giraffes, but this is the most important giraffe fact you need to know. While giraffes are sadly declining, mainly due to habitat loss caused by increasing agriculture, people still poach them for their tail hair, pelts, and meat. Giraffes are now extinct in 8 African countries where they previously roamed, including Guinea and Mali. Today, you can only find them in sub-Saharan Africa. They are also a vulnerable species on the IUCN list. There are many conservation groups leading and supporting the wild giraffe to ensure their survival. Hopefully, we will not see the great giraffe become extinct like its long-necked Jurassic ancestors. Number 1. There are over 350 species of turtles. There are about 356 species of turtles in the world. There are so many different types of turtles. Popular species include hawksbill turtles, leatherback turtles, flatback turtles, loggerheads, red-eared sliders, western painted turtles, African side-necked turtles, amongst others. We can find the variety of turtle species widely distributed all over the world. We can find turtles in shallow coastal waters, bays, lagoons, estuaries, and even the open sea. Turtles live on land and in freshwater and saltwater. They exist in all continents except Antarctica. Southeastern North America and South Asia have the highest number of native species. Only 5 species of turtle can be found natively in Europe. You can only find the flatback as a sea turtle in Australian waters. Number 2. Turtles hold their breath. Turtles don't have gills, so they need oxygen as humans do. But they hold their breath for an extraordinary length of time. Sea turtles even sleep in water for 4 to 7 hours, and some turtles even hibernate in water. Turtles can dive up to 3,000 feet in search of jellyfish. Turtles can drown even with their amazing breath-holding capacity. Drowning usually occurs when turtles get entangled with fishing gear and cannot come up for air. Since the level of activity a turtle engages in determines how quickly it uses up stored oxygen, it loses oxygen quickly from the stress of trying to untangle itself. Number 3. Sea turtles are not very social. Apart from the group nesting behavior that some species exhibit, breaking out of the nest in large groups is something turtles do. Once baby turtles break out of their shells, they stimulate others to do the same. This strength in numbers makes it possible for them to climb out of the deep nest and overpower certain predators on their way to the sea. Turtles do not care much for social life. After hatchlings reach the water, they generally remain solitary until they mate. Turtles do not have much in the way of maternal nurturing instincts. The female turtle takes care to protect her eggs by camouflaging the nest. But beyond that, they offer no special care for their hatchlings. After nesting, the turtles never return to check on their baby turtles. Number 4. Turtles have a varied diet. Turtles are primarily omnivores, but some species like tortoises are predominantly herbivores. Omnivorous turtles that live in water eat jellyfish, mollusks, and sea vegetation. The green turtle primarily eats jellyfish. Tortoises eat only plants or invertebrates and carrion. Turtles have keratin beaks which they use to grasp food. Hawksbills have a strong hawk-like beak which they use to cut through sea sponges, anemones, and coral. Turtles have no teeth, but loggerheads have powerful jaws that allow them to feed on fish, shellfish, mollusks, and lobsters. Number 5. Sea turtles can't retract their head. Some turtles can retract their limbs and head into their shell when facing danger. However, sea turtles cannot retract their heads or flippers into their shells. This inability may have developed because they do not have to protect themselves from predators on water. Turtle species that can retract their heads are divided into 2 major groups, the side-neck turtles and the hidden-neck turtles. This categorization is based on the way the head retracts. The hidden-neck turtle retracts its head straight back into its shell, while the side-neck turtle folds its neck to one side while retracting it. Tortoises are a kind of turtles. Tortoises are a species of turtles that live exclusively on land. They share similar exoskeletal shells with other turtles, but have columnar feet instead of the flipper-like limbs common to turtles. They live in habitats ranging from forests to deserts. Note that not every turtle that lives on land is a tortoise. The box turtle and wood turtle are not tortoises. Number 7. Turtles have a long lifespan. Many turtles face so many threats as hatchlings that just 1 in 1,000 survives into adulthood. But the turtles that survive live very long. They live for comfortably up to 50 years or more. In the wild, box turtles live for about 30 years. Some sea turtles do not reach sexual maturity until they are 50 and typically live for 70 years or more. Number 8. Turtles can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. Turtles vary significantly in size, ranging up to 2 to 7 feet and weighing from 70 to over 1,500 pounds. The leatherback sea turtle is the largest sea turtle species. It can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. The largest leatherback ever recorded measured 9 feet and weighed 970 kilograms. They discovered it on the Welsh coast in 1987. The largest turtle in history lived more than 100 million years ago. We call it the Ergulon. It was 21 feet long. Number 9. Turtles don't have teeth. Even though turtles do not have teeth, this does not limit their ability to eat. Some species such as leatherback sea turtles have keratin structures on their mouths, around their jaws, and even on their esophagus that help them hold and process food. In contrast, some species such as the green sea turtle do not have teeth nor keratin structures and hold algae or plants in their mouths by relying on the serrated shape of their jaws. Number 10. The turtle's existence is threatened. Turtles face many dangers in their lifetime. While very young, predators like fish, birds, and humans prey on them. As adults, they are still in danger from human predators. As eggs, hatchlings, or adults, climate change and plastic pollution endanger turtles. On the dark side, The consumption of these turtles and the dumping of wastes and toxins in water bodies and other environments adaptive to the turtles threaten their existence. Out of the 7 species of sea turtles, 6 are endangered by human activities. Number 1. Spiders are everywhere. This might freak you out, but research suggests that you are never more than 10 feet away from a spider. Don't worry though, most of the time they are hiding away somewhere in some crevices minding their own business. Spiders come in all different shapes and sizes, each with their own unique look and characteristics. There are approximately over 35,000 different species of spider currently known. However, some scientists believe that there are a lot more to be discovered. Number 2. Spiders have blue blood. Unlike us, spiders have blue blood. There's actually a scientific explanation for this though. In humans, oxygen is bound to a molecule that contains iron. This gives our blood that red color. However, in spiders the molecule that oxygen is bound to contains copper, which gives their blood the blue color. Number 3. Not all spider bites are deadly. There are a few arachnids in the world that cause some nasty spider bites, which due to their venom can cause some risky complications to your health. The majority of spiders will not bite people, and if they do, their venom isn't strong enough to inflict any damage. Unfortunately, and this pains me to say it, being bitten by a spider will not turn you into Spider-Man. Their venom doesn't have that side effect. Number 4. spider silk is strong and liquid. Spider silk is actually really strong. It may seem weak and brittle, but that is only due to how thin it is. The silk in a spider's web is actually 5 times stronger than a strand of steel the same thickness. It is also believed that a spider web made of strands as thick as pencil could stop an airplane in flight. This may sound strange, considering we are used to seeing spider silk in the form of webs, but did you know that it is actually a liquid? When the silk comes into contact with the air, it hardens, allowing them to create and build their webs. Number 5. Spiders are arachnids. Spiders are not insects. While you may think that the terms insects and bugs are interchangeable, they aren't. A spider is considered a bug, but is not an insect. Spiders are arachnids, similar to scorpions and ticks. This means that they have 8 legs and only 2 sections of their body, the head and the abdomen. Insects, on the other hand, have 3 body parts, a head, thorax and abdomen, and only 6 legs, like ants. Plus, insects can have wings while arachnids cannot. Let's all take a moment to be thankful spiders and scorpions can't fly. Number 6. Spiders are nearsighted. Like some humans, spiders are nearsighted. Too bad there aren't tiny glasses with 8 lenses for spiders though. Spiders typically have a main set of eyes that create images, while the other eyes only detect light and shadows. Spiders can't see far into the distance, but it doesn't seem to cause much of an issue for them. These arachnids use their silk as tripwires, alerting them to potential danger so they can safely escape, good vision or not. Number 7. Spiders have strange muscles. To be honest, it's quite fascinating in the way in which a spider's muscles work. Their muscles can only pull their legs inward, but can't extend them out again. To get around this issue, spiders will pump a watery liquid into their legs to help push them out again. This is why whenever you see a dead spider, its legs are always curled inwards as there is no fluid being distributed to retract them. Number 8. Spiders have been spinning webs for 100 million years. There are many different types of web designs, but they are all incredibly sticky. Spiders have been around for a long time, and they have made plenty of webs over the years. Some spiders' silk even reflects light, or has a yellow tinge which attracts insects. The vibrations in the web also help spiders detect their prey. Many spiders spin a new web every day, but the house spiders you see at home will spin the web and live there until they are disturbed. House spiders and daddy long-legged spiders prefer to make their homes in quiet places like cellars and attics. Number 9. Not all spiders spin webs. All spiders can spin silk using spinnerets on their abdomen, but not all spiders use webs to catch food. There are 11 different kinds of spider silk, and many spiders can make 5 or 6 types. Some use it to make traps in small holes, others to make sleeping sacs, and all spiders make drop lines. Spider silk is amazingly strong, stronger than any other man-made or natural fiber on Earth. Number 10. There is a special name for fear of spiders. Although very few spiders can hurt you, and most only eat insects, many people are afraid of spiders. This is called arachnophobia and comes from the Greek words for spider and fear. People with arachnophobia tend to feel uneasy in any area they believe could harbor spiders or that has visible signs of their presence, such as webs. If arachnophobes see a spider, they may not enter the general vicinity until they have overcome the panic attack that is often associated with their phobia. Some people scream, cry, have emotional outbursts, experience trouble breathing, sweat and experience increased heart rates when they come in contact with an area near spiders or their webs. In some extreme cases, even a picture, a toy, or a realistic drawing of a spider can trigger intense fear. one. There are a lot of ants in the world. The phrase "a lot" is an understatement when describing the amount of ants currently in existence. To put things in perspective, it is estimated that there are around 1 million ants for every one human in the world. Ants have pretty much conquered the entire globe. With the exception of Antarctica, the Arctic, and a handful of islands, there is at least one native species of ant found on every continent. Entomologist Ted Schultz says that ant presence across the world is arguably the greatest success story in the history of terrestrial metazoa. Number 2. Ants don't have lungs. Due to their small size, ants don't have the room to accommodate a complex respiratory system such as ours. Instead, they have their own ways of respiration to help transport oxygen around their bodies. Ants breathe in oxygen through spiracles, which are a series of holes located on the sides of their bodies. The spiracles are connected through a network of tubes which help distribute the oxygen to almost every cell in their body. An ant's movement helps the oxygen to circulate through the tubes, with the released carbon dioxide exiting through said tubes as well. Number 3. Ants have superhuman strength. Yes, you heard me correctly. Ants are ridiculously strong. They have the ability to carry between 10 and 50 times their own body weight. The amount an ant can carry depends on a species. The Asian weaver ant, for example, can lift 100 times its own mass. This amazing strength is a result of their small size, believe it or not. The Arizona State University reports that because of their small size, ants' muscles have a greater cross-sectional area relative to their body size compared to larger animals. This means they can produce more force. Number 4. Ants have 2 stomachs. That's right, ants have 2 stomachs, and it's not because they are greedy. One of their stomachs is for holding food for their own consumption, and the second one is to hold food to be shared with other ants. This process is known as trophallaxis and allows an ant colony to work extremely efficiently. It allows for the ants who forage for food to feed those which stay behind and tend to the duties of the queen and the nest. Number 5. Ants don't have ears, and some of them don't have eyes. Ants listen by feeling vibrations from the ground through their feet, and eyeless ants, such as the driver ant species, can communicate by using their antennae. Plus, They can send chemical signals released through their body to send messages to other ants. They send out warnings when danger is near, leave trails of pheromones leading to food sources, and even use them to attract a mate, a sort of ant love potion. Number 6. Ants lived alongside dinosaurs. Ants evolved 130 million years ago during the early Cretaceous period. Most fossil evidence of insects is found in lumps of ancient amber, or fossilized plant resin. The oldest known ant fossil, a primitive and now extinct ant species named Sphricomyrmifree, was found in Cliffwood Beach, New Jersey. Though that fossil only dates back 92 million years, another fossil ant, that proved nearly as old, has a clear lineage to present-day ants, which suggests a much longer evolutionary line than previously assumed. Number 7. Ants can form symbiotic relationship with plants. Ant plants, or myrmecophytes, are plants that have naturally occurring hollows, in which ants can take shelter or feed. These cavities may be hollow thorns, stems, or even leaf petioles. The ants live in the hollows, feeding on sugary plant secretions or the excretions of sap-sucking insects. What does a plant get for providing such luxurious accommodations? The ants defend the host plant from herbivorous mammals and insects, and may even prune away parasitic plants that attempt to grow on it. Number 8. Ant supercolonies can stretch thousands of miles. Argentine ants, native to South America, now inhabit every continent except Antarctica, due to accidental introductions. Each ant colony has a distinctive chemical profile that enables members of the group to recognize one another, and alerts the colony to the presence of strangers. Scientists recently discovered that massive supercolonies in Europe, North America, and Japan all share the same chemical profile, meaning they are, in essence, a global supercolony of ants. Number 9. Ants teach what they learn to other ants. Like humans, primates, and other species of intellect, teacher-student relationships are often observed in ants. Many animals can learn behaviors by imitation, but more experienced ants will use pheromones, biological chemicals, that trigger a response in other members of the species, to teach other ants. For example, ants may use pheromones to teach the way to and around a new home, stopping every few steps, allowing the ant behind it to look around and memorize landmarks and new colony movements. Number 10. Ants started farming long before humans. Fungus farming ants began their agricultural ventures about 50 million years before humans thought to raise their own crops. The earliest evidence suggests ants began farming as early as 70 million years ago, in the early Tertiary period. Even more amazing, these ants use sophisticated horticultural techniques to enhance their crop yields, including secreting chemicals with antibiotic properties to inhibit mold growth, and devising fertilization protocols using manure. Number 1. There are over 40,000 different types of snails. While many people picture garden snails when they think of snails, there are a lot more than just those out there in the world. In fact, There are over 40,000 distinct species of snails. They vary in size, colors, and even location. Snails can range anywhere from less than 1 inch in size to over 15 inches in size. They can also live in many different habitats, both on dry land and in water. While the exact number is unknown, it has been said that there is at least a minimum of 43,000 in the world today. And this doesn't even include slugs. Number 2. They can live in seawater, freshwater, or on land. Some of the more common snails can be found on land, as well as some of the more exotic species, but there are also snails that can live in seawater and freshwater. Sea snails are composed of an exceptionally large group of snails that live in salt water, and they also have several varieties within themselves. These snails can also have very colorful shells that are often disguised as a rock in the water, a perfect disguise to hide away from predators. Freshwater snails are a large group of snails that live in ponds, lakes, and rivers. Not only do they have gills, but they also have a range of sizes, much like land snails. There are roughly 4,000 distinct species of freshwater snails in the world. Land snails, on the other hand, have a much larger group and tend to grow quite big as well. Number 3. They are not mammals or reptiles. Snails are called gastropods. Gastropods are a form of mollusk that includes snails, slugs, and whelks. It is one of the most diverse groups of organisms, home to over 40,000 distinct species. They also belong to the invertebrate class, a group of organisms that do not have a spine or skeletal system. Therefore, the shell of a snail is so important. It serves as a home, a defense mechanism, and as a form of protection for their fragile bodies. Number 4. Their shells grow with them. Every snail has a shell, and unlike many other shelled creatures, snails do not discard their shells and form new ones. In fact, as snails grow, their shells grow with them. Their growth begins while they are still inside of the egg, and when they are born, they already have their shells. To make their shells strong, snails are constantly in search of calcium-rich food sources to produce a strong and sturdy shell for their fragile bodies to grow into. Number 5. The giant African land snail is one of the largest snails in the world. The biggest snail in the world is a land snail. It is the giant African snail, and it can grow over 7 inches in size, with the largest specimen being measured at just over 15 inches. They have large, light to dark shells with vertical dark stripes on them. These snails are considered an invasive species, feeding off at least 500 diverse types of plants. Number 6. Slugs and snails have one main difference. Structurally and biologically, slugs and snails have many similar features, though you may be confused how to tell them apart. The main difference between a slug versus snail is their lack of a shell. Because of the lighter load, slugs can also move slightly faster than snails. Number 7. They have teeth, many teeth. While snails may have tiny mouths, they still have teeth. A lot of them. In fact, it is said that some snails have over 20,000 teeth, while the average snail can have up to or over 1,000. These teeth are practically microscopic, and obviously aren't very sharp when compared to other animals, but they are used for both scraping or cutting food. Their teeth form inside a structure in their mouths called a radula, an elongated sac that grows several rows of tiny snail teeth. How cute is that? Number 8. The snail is one of the slowest animal. As a matter of fact, it is one of the top 10 slowest creatures on the planet. Did you know that garden snails can only move 1 meter per hour? A speed of approximately 0.0006 miles per hour. Because they have poor eyesight, they spend most of their time on trees, and thus do not move much, making them one of the world's slowest animals. Garden snails or land snails, unlike slugs or land snails, have a thick coiled shell on their back that causes them to move slowly. They can only get to a few yards in an hour. Garden snails move by contracting their muscles. They also like to hide from sunlight, which allows them to hibernate for years. Number 9. Keeping a pet snail is relatively low maintenance. If you're thinking about keeping snails as pets, you'd be glad to know that it's fairly easy. All you'd really need is a terrarium or an aquarium, depending on the kind of snail you want, and food. Ideally, snails feed on any fruits or vegetables. However, be careful not to feed them any citrus, because they're highly sensitive to acid. Number 10. The oldest fully preserved snail dates back to 99 million years ago. Although scientists believe that snails may have been around 500 million years back, the most complete snail fossil dates back to 99 million years ago. Recovered from Myanmar in 2018, the fossil preserved a prehistoric land snail's shell, hand, eye stalk, and foot in amber. Since fossils would usually only preserve the shell, this was a historic find. Number 1. Bees are vegetarians. Flowers provide everything that a bee would ever need for nutrition: pollen and nectar. Bees, however, have particular preferences for the pollen they gather. Polylectic bees collect pollen from a large variety of flowers. Oligolectic bees consume pollen with certain peculiarities, like flowers from a certain family or of a certain color. This restricts them to a smaller range of flowers to feed on. Bees forage for food only during daylight, but continuously remain active in the hive. They stay close to home and forage within a 3-kilometer radius around the hive. When resources are scarce, honeybees fly distances of 8 to 13 kilometers to search for food or water. Number 2. Honeybees are not the only bees. The honeybee, Apis mellifera, is the most popular type of bee, but there are many other types. We also called it the domestic honeybee, Western honeybee, or European honeybee. There are about 26 subspecies of the Apis genus of honeybees. World Honeybee Day celebrates, you guessed it, the honeybee every year on the 20th of May. Bumblebees are another type of bee. And there are thousands of fly-like and wasp-like bees. The Apis mellifera is native to Africa, Asia, and Europe. But in the 17th century, humans introduced them to other places, and now you can find them almost anywhere in the world. Honeybees prefer habitats with abundant flowering plants, such as gardens, meadows, and open wooded areas. Bees can also survive in deserts, wetlands, and grasslands. Number 3. Not all bees live in colonies. People think of bees and picture swarms and colonies, but honeybees are the only social species of bees that live in large colonies. Other types of bees don't live together in any way, not even in small families. The bee superfamily is solitary bees, and is not social. They live in nests, built with chimneys or turrets at the entrance. Honeybees and bumblebees are social insects, and they live in caste societies, called colonies. Number 4. Bees are nature's most economical builders. In 36 BCE, Marcus Terentius Varro argued that honeycombs were the most practical structures around. Centuries later, Greek mathematician Pappus solidified the honeycomb conjecture by making the same claim. Almost 2,000 years later, American mathematician Thomas Hales wrote a mathematical proof showing that, of all the possible structures, honeycombs use the least amount of wax. And not only are honeycombs the most efficient structures in nature, the walls meet at a precise 120-degree angle, a perfect hexagon. Number 5. Bees provide food and cosmetics. The bee is the only insect that makes food that humans can eat. Honey. Worker foragers collect nectar from about 2 million flowers just to make 1 pound of honey. The average worker produces 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in her lifetime. Apart from honey, we get beeswax, propolis, pollen, and even bee milk, which are used for cosmetics and homemade remedies. Some researchers suggest that the venom of honeybees may have medicinal value in treating inflammation or autoimmune diseases. Number 6. A bee's diet consists of honey and pollen. Honey and pollen are the building blocks of a bee's diet. Bees eat honey because it provides them with energy-laden carbohydrates, while pollen's protein provides bees with essential amino acids. Honeybees collect pollen and nectar from a variety of flowering plants, including milkweed, dandelions, clover, goldenrod, and a variety of fruit trees. Only workers forage for food, consuming as much nectar from each flower as they can. After foraging, worker honeybees return to the hive and pass the collected nectar to another worker. This worker holds the nectar on her tongue until the liquid evaporates, creating honey. The honey is then stored in a cell within the hive. Number 7. Bees have 5 eyes. If you've ever been brave enough to get up close to a bee, you may have noticed 3 black dots on the top of its head. These are eyes, as well as 2 large eyes either side of its head. A bee has 3 simple or ocelli eyes on the top of its head. These detect light, but not shapes, meaning that a bee can sense if it is being approached from above by a predator. The 2 large eyes, either side of its head, are made up of lots of tiny lenses that each piece together a wider image of what the bee can see. This is known as a compound eye. They specialize in seeing patterns, which can help identify plant types and other bees. Number 8. They have surprisingly smelly feet. Scientists from the University of Bristol have discovered that bumblebees have the ability to use their smelly footprints to distinguish between their own scent, the scent of a relative, and the scent of a stranger. This means they can improve their success in finding food and avoid flowers that already have been visited. Richard Pierce from the School of Biological Sciences led the study alongside colleagues Dr. Sean Renz and Dr. Luca Giorgioli. He said, bumblebees secrete a substance whenever they touch their feet to a surface, much like us leaving fingerprints on whatever we touch. Number 9. Bees heat and cool their own hive to keep it between 93 and 95 degrees year-round. Bees are cold-blooded and must keep their hive at a constant temperature. In cold weather, bees keep the hive warm by swarming together to generate body heat and by sealing cracks in the hive with propolis. In warm weather, the bees collect water and line up in a circle around the hive entrance. Using their wings, the bees fan the water so that it evaporates into the air. They then fan the cool air so that it circulates around the hive as a sort of central air conditioning. Number 10. The bee population is in decline. Pollution, pesticide, and pollution created by humans have resulted in declining bee populations across the world. Beekeepers reported over a 45% loss in their colonies in 2021. As bees pollinate large amounts of the flowers that result in our food crops, the Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that if the trend continues, we could find ourselves without many of the fruits, nuts, and other food crops we've become used to. As such, global efforts have begun to help protect bee populations from further damage. At home, we can play a role in helping by planting for the bees.